Anybody starting out in photography and they're feeling unconfident, like, just do it. Like, I did my first wedding for $100. I was 18 years old, and they definitely got $100 worth of wedding photos.
But there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know.
So when I was young, my mom had tons of boxes of photos underneath her bed, and I would organize them, and we would look through them all the time. And then whenever there were new ones, we'd put them in there. And I think just looking through those photos, I was inspired to capture memories. And, you know, when I was young, like even in middle school and high school, I always had my camera. 8th grade was kind of when I started, you know, again, that's when MySpace was around. So we'd want to look really cool. Everybody's going through their different phase, you know. So it's just funny to, capture memories. So that's why I chose weddings. Because, I love capturing love, as cheesy as that sounds. But I also love to be really creative and create like fine art, creative portraits. First camera was a Canon power shoot, and I think that's why I stayed with Canon, because that's the first like brand that I used. And then I got a Canon Rebel, and it wasn't a great Canon Rebel, but like I took some great photos with it. And again, everybody's like, your camera takes great pictures, but it's not the camera, it's the photographer. Like literally, I feel like you could shoot with anything and take some awesome pictures. So I like shooting weddings, one, because they are dressed up and they look super awesome. Usually I like to focus on portraits of the bride and groom as well as like candids throughout the night. But, you know, I kind of create like the portraits of the bride and groom as like creative portraits, you know, because they're kind of fun and, you know, they could be traditional as well. But if we scout the location, like sometimes we can plan out where we're going to take certain shots. A lot of times after I shoot a wedding, like guests will come up to me and say like, you were great, like you had great energy, like you did a great job. And like, it's funny to hear that because like in my head, I'm like, oh, what am I doing wrong? Like, am I using the right lens or the flash okay? But yeah, that's just like all in my head.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to meet,
Anybody starting out in photography and they're feeling unconfident, like, just do it. I went to some college for photography, and then, you know, school's not for everyone, and I left. And then I started doing gigs in high school. Like, I did my first wedding for $100. I was 18 years old. And they definitely got $100 worth of wedding photos, you know. But yeah, you have to do it in order to grow. You have to make mistakes. You have to do things you're uncomfortable with. Sometimes work with clients you might not get along with. But yeah, just do it. Don't overthink it, even though I overthink it all the time. You can expect to see bright, vivid, bold colors. If you know me, you know that's my energy. I'm pretty energetic and unapologetically myself. I love photography. I'm very passionate about it. And I think that's why I'm kind of hard on myself during and after shoots. Usually it's when I see the photos on the computer that I'm like, oh shit, this is awesome. I did a great job.
Where should I go?